Tansa, how are you? My name is Chris Scutchings and I am Tannis' husband. Although on my exterior I look Caucasian, I'm actually Métis through my dad's side. And with that, I don't feel the many hardships Indigenous people such as my wife and her family do. I used to believe the many myths about Indigenous people getting free stuff and taxes pay for everything narrative. But over the years and talking to Tannis and her family, I've become educated and enlightened with the truths, and now myself have become an advocate of truth on these myths and will happily correct anybody who happens to be talking falsely or even asks me questions because they simply don't know. In my 19 years of being part of Tannis' family, I have never felt like an outsider or been left out of anything. They always make me feel loved and accepted, and that goes a long way. This makes me feel good, and why would I treat anybody any differently based on race?
Unfortunately, First Nation reserves are given the stereotype of being dangerous. Often people need to get comfortable coming to your First Nation, when often our people are very welcoming and embrace laughter. Most businesses on a First Nation reserve start off with a gas bar. Gas is in high demand anywhere and everywhere. A gas bar creates on-reserve jobs and creates opportunities for further economic development. Then come things like grocery stores. Today I am an accountant and I work for a business in Winnipeg who excels in Indigenous relationships. My sister Rael is currently in college taking a First Nation social work course to help First Nation children while she works full-time. My brothers work in construction and have helped build structures in Winnipeg and on many First Nations reserves. One brother is a journeyman roofer, and I am very blessed to have this family. Even though we have had many struggles growing up, our parents taught us to take care of one another, and that is what we do. Growing up as a kid, we always had someone living with us. Our parents always extended their home to others in need, and we had many roommates along the way until whoever it was at the time got back on their feet. My parents taught us the importance of helping others, not just ourselves. I wish that people saw these things instead of the color of our skin.
In 2004, I played in a pool league with my father-in-law, and we had won a trip to Edmonton to play in a tournament. My father-in-law, Tannis, and our team, and myself had driven the 14-hour drive from Portage to Edmonton, and you could imagine how tired we were. My father-in-law asked how long it was going to be until our room was ready. He wasn't greeted with a smile or even a friendly sounding hello. The front desk person was annoyed and told my father-in-law it would be an hour. Moments later, I went and asked the same person the same question with all the same info, and I was happily told it would only be 15 minutes. It was clear why we got different answers to the exact same question.
Has anyone ever heard of a Starlight Tour? This is an issue that is commonly known in the Indigenous community that people today do not know about. These tours took place in the 90s and the early 2000s, with the earliest report going back to the 70s. This was a practice where a police officer drives an Indigenous person to the outskirts of a city in the dead of winter, risking death by hypothermia. Neil Stonechild was a teenager that was found frozen on the outskirts of Saskatoon in 1990. If you take a quick Google search, you will find the stories of many who have reported being dropped off on the edge of the cities in the winter. Some instances, there were charges laid against officers with as little as a $200 fine for their actions. There are podcasts, books, and a documentary on Starlight Tours.
The University of Alberta is offering a free online course on Indigenous studies that is open for all to participate. I would encourage you to take part and learn some new and interesting things. The website will be posted on the video. Miigwech.